Now, Smithsonian Channel HD recounts the story of the deadliest war of all time. The Allies have landed in Italy, which is occupied by the Germans. In their advance north, where Mussolini, backed by German troops, is still in control, the American, British, Canadian, and French armies are held up. In their way, the solid German defense belt along the Gustav Line in the area of Monte Cassino. Perched on top of the mountain is historic St. Benedict's Monastery. The Allies think that the Germans have turned this 600-year-old abbey into a lookout post. "239 Allied bombers will drop more than 500 tons of bombs on the monastery." In World War II, nothing is sacred. Everything is turned into an inferno. The British immediately launched their attack, but German paratroopers pushed them back. The German shock troops turned the rubble of the abbey into a strong defensive position. The bombing backfires on the Allies. These scenes were filmed by the American film director John Huston, who was sent to the front in Italy. He would later say, "It was a massacre in the freezing cold." And yet Churchill had called Italy the soft underbelly of Europe. Churchill was committed to the European invasion and believed invading Italy would cost the Allies fewer casualties than invading France. The Red Army continues to advance steadily from the east. Kiev is liberated. The Wehrmacht pulls out of the Ukraine, obeying Hitler's orders to systematically destroy everything. In Italy, several months later, the Wehrmacht still holds the Gustav Line and Monte Cassino. The rugged soldiers of the French North African regime climb the mountain, bypassing Monte Cassino, and force the Germans to withdraw. It's the French army's first victory and puts the Allies on the road to Rome. As the Wehrmacht retreats, it once again leaves a path of destruction behind. But together with Mussolini and his remaining fascists, the Germans will retain control of northern Italy and its industries. They are the target of attacks by Italian partisans and retaliate with indiscriminate violence. At the same time in southern England, the Allied war machine assembled for the Normandy landings is gearing up. On the evening of June 5th, the paratroopers ready for departure. They are decked out in Indian-style war paint and haircuts to make themselves feel brave. General Dwight Eisenhower gives each of them a note that reads, "You are about to embark upon the Great Crusade." President Roosevelt has chosen him because he is a good organizer and, above all, a diplomat, something that is very useful in a coalition. The plan is to land on 5 beaches along a 62-mile stretch of the Normandy coast, from the Seine to the Cotentin Peninsula, where the German Atlantic Wall defenses are the weakest. The Allies carry out tactical bombing raids in Normandy and north of the Loire in France and in Belgium. It's all part of an effort to keep the Germans from discovering the true location of the impending invasion. Anything that could be used to bring in German reinforcements is bombed. Railways, switching yards, roads, bridges. At midnight on June the 5th, gliders full of British and American paratroopers slip silently inland over the Normandy region. These Allied paratroopers are the first to set foot in occupied France. Their mission, to secure the flanks of the landing zone. The Allied fleet is on its way. It is the biggest armada ever assembled, 6,000 ships. Yet it passes undetected by the Germans, who are prevented from carrying out reconnaissance flights by the stormy weather. Bombardment and shelling from the battleships pound the coast, but they completely miss their targets on the beach codenamed Omaha. The German bunkers remain intact. Private Franz Gockel is stunned by the sight of thousands of approaching boats. He yells, "Invasion!" The alert is given, but the chain of command, up to Hitler himself, remains skeptical. Officials in Germany are convinced the real invasion will take place to the northeast, on the Pas-de-Calais coast, closer to England.